we just had, I want to talk to you about this because we just had Becca and Tanya from Scrubbing in here, and Tanya said that she was invited to the Jonas Brothers roast and couldn't go because she had planned Becca's birthday party and it was on Becca's birthday.
Yeah.
And so she couldn't go. And in
It's
my head,
funny
I was like,
I was invited to
Wells
that
and
birthday
Sarah
party.
were there. Oh, yes. Even better.
You went to the roast.
That's amazing. I love that. Because I turned to her and I was like, I think if they invited me and it was your birthday, I would have gone to the roast.
And I would make her go. I would say, you deserve this. Like, Jonas Brothers fanatic.
I mean, how was that? Because I watched it as soon as it came out and I was dying because, like, you weren't, there wasn't like a feature moment, but it was just, you were just in the back, like behind their dad, like the entire time.
Yeah.
So anytime they showed Kevin Jonas Sr., it was like, there's Wells and Sarah.
Well, yeah, like, yeah. So, and we were really behind, Sophie and Danielle and Priyanka. So, like, how it went down is that Sarah had a song with Jordan McGraw, who is Dr. Phil's son.
Yes.
And so there were two shows, one in New York and then one at the Bowl here in Hollywood, where she came out and sang the song, and Jordan was the opening act for the Jonas Brothers. Sarah's known the Jonas Brothers for a very long time. But turns out that, like, Kevin and Danielle are, like, huge Bachelor fans, so I got to meet them a while ago, and they're just, like, super nice.
Yeah.
So Kevin texted me and was like, hey man, we're doing this thing for Netflix. Do you want to come? It's like a roast. And we were like, hell yeah, like that's fun. We got nothing going on tomorrow or whenever it was. It was just in a couple days. So we go there, and there's like three different stories to this thing, but
I will hear all three of them.
So first of all, they sent us, like, you might be on camera, which is a normal thing for a roast. In my mind, I'm thinking of like the Justin Bieber roast, where like I'm going to be at a table in the audience laughing.
Right, they'll pan to you.
Yeah. So, but then we got there and we're like, we're on the fucking stage. Like, what is this?
We didn't prepare to go up and roast the brothers.
Well, that's what I kept making the joke of, like, I haven't prepared any notes, but I will go up there. Like, who do I got to talk to at the prompter to, like, get my bits in here?
Right.
So anyways, so we get there and they're like, hey, you got to take a COVID test. And we're like, yes, of course, no problem. So we get there and, there's like this one woman who's like just in charge of like, people coming in that need to take COVID tests. So we take a COVID test and we're just kind of sitting out in the open around like the nurses and stuff. And the woman who's like in charge of it's like, you know what, you guys need to come with us. We need to take you up to the green room to be with the Jonas Brothers and the wives and stuff. And we're like, dope. Okay. So we go up there, we get in the room and everyone's there. And Kevin and Joe and Nick are like, take off your mask. Like, it's good to see you guys, hug and everything. So we're like getting drinks and cheersing and everything. And then all of a sudden, some ominous looking gentleman comes in and he goes, excuse me, Adam Wells? And then I was, fuck! Okay. I was like, yes, Wells, Adams. And he was like, please come with me.
Adam Wells.
Like, this happens all the time. It's like a big bit on my podcast. Like, no one thinks my name is what my name is. So anyway, so I walk outside and the woman who's in charge of everything was like, so, put your mask back on. And I was like, okay. And she was like, so your test came back inconclusive. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And she was like, well, and then got like kind of accusatory, was like, have you been around anybody who has had COVID? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but
as far as I know, no.
But I've been in the world.
Yeah.
So
like I wouldn't show up here if I knew that.
And she was like, well, we need to test you again. You need to come with us right now. You need to get away from everybody. And I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Like I just gave it to the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, so they're like, oh my
just
God.
ruin the roast.
The Queen of the North is going to die now because of me. So I go outside. They test me again. They've got me kind of like, I'm sitting by like where all the
They put like a plastic tent around you.
No, it gets better. So I'm sitting there like by the nurses. I take the test again. Sarah comes out and she's like, dude, what is happening? And I was like, I might have COVID. I don't know what's going on, guys. And she was like, the show is starting. And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, we're on the stage, bro. Like, you need to come. And I was like, they said I can't go in. I might have COVID. And she was like, I don't want to sit there by myself. That's going to be so weird behind the wives.
Just picturing Sarah alone at the Jonas Brothers roast.
Three wives behind the wives.
So she's like, well, I'm going to go. I was like, just go in. Hopefully, like, this will be over soon. So so I'm sitting there like, I have to wait 15 minutes or whatever, and then all of a sudden the woman who's in charge of everything comes up to where all the nurses station in. She goes, "Hey everyone, powwow, come with me." And so she pulls all the nurses, and they go 15 to 20 yards away from me.
Oh my God!
And I'm sitting there thinking,
else, not even
holy
COVID.
shit, I have the COVID.
Yeah, they found the newest strain.
Yeah, like Omicron 6 or something, and they're now getting everyone away from me because I have COVID, and they're like trying to like somehow reduce like the shitstorm that I've just caused, and I've also like given, America's sweethearts COVID and all their wives. And so I start to unravel and start to freak out. And then all of a sudden the woman comes back and she goes, "Bad news." And I was like,
Oh my God.
she goes, "I guess you got to stay for the show. You're good. Come on, kid."
Oh my God!
And so,
what an asshole.
I hate
and I'm a pretty chill person. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Why did you take everyone away from me over there?" And she was like, "Oh, we had a meeting." And I was like, "It seemed like it was about me." And she was, "Oh, honey, it wasn't about you." And then I said, "Why did you take everyone over there?" And she was like, "Well, it was, some security thing." And I was like, "You made me think that I had COVID this entire time. I'm shitting my pants."
She's like, classic LA guy thought we were talking about him.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so then I go in the stage or whatever, and I sit down, and Sarah's like, "Where the fuck have you been?" And I was like, "Boy, do I have a tale for you. I thought I just killed everyone over there on the stage." And then the show was great, and Pete Davidson at one point like looked over and was like that, and that's when I was like, all right, so I too have a shot with Pete Davidson.
Oh my God.